Building and moving into your first home, you know, is supposed to be the dream. But for us, it's definitely been a long, long nightmare.
They were promised they'd be in their home by May last year, but David Murfitt and Shelley Dart are casualties of the Porter Davis collapse.
It's just frustrating, and you just feel trapped because it's so close, and it should have only taken a couple of months, and it hasn't.
Construction started in October 2022. Foundation was laid, walls built. Their home was taking shape.
And then the collapse.
Homeowners have been left with shattered dreams following the collapse of home builder Porter Davis.
Leaving more than 1,000 homes unfinished.
It was going to be our forever home. Forever seems a lot further than what we planned.
Like hundreds of other Aussies, David and Shelley scrambled to find another builder to take on their nearly completed house.
We were at what's considered lock-up stage, so from a builder's perspective, they're very hesitant to take on responsibility for that portion of a build that they've had nothing to do with.
Liquidators recommended Langdon Building, so the couple signed. But after a matter of months and minimal work on their property, Langdon went into voluntary administration and work stopped yet again. At the time, Shelley was pregnant with their first baby. Willow has just turned 8 weeks old.
We thought we'd be in the house before the baby was born. Frustrating and disappointing because we kind of trusted that we would be in the house before Christmas.
How do you trust another builder when you think the biggest one that you've actually invested your time and your money and poured all this effort into is never going to go under?
Susie Ralph and her husband invested $880,000 in Porter Davis to build their dream family home in 2021.
We spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, more than the 880, to actually get where we are today, and it's still not finished properly.
Like David and Shelley, Susie's property was almost at lock-up stage when the company collapsed. With no construction experience, Susie took on project managing the final stages herself. That's when the long list of defects appeared.
We've got bricks that are half off, half on the slab. There's inconsistent mortar the whole way around my house. That is going to cost me a fortune to fix. None of the windows had flashing. You can see how big these ones are here. I could literally put my hand through it the whole way. Ridiculous.
According to her calculations, there are more than $160,000 of defects in her home. Add to that the money her family's spent on additional rent and what they've paid to have the home completed. Susie says she's more than $300,000 out of pocket.
I get angry. The frustration and the injustice of the fact that they can get away with it.
Porter Davis is just one of thousands of construction companies that's gone bust since July last year, as fixed-price builders struggle to keep up with increases in interest rates, cost of materials and labour shortages.
We've seen the number of insolvencies increase, mainly because builders have taken on contracts that were sub-economic. They were at fixed prices, which they locked in at a time when costs were much lower. By the time they've started work and completed the work, the final cost has been significantly higher. But being fixed price contracts, they've not been able to then go back and charge more to the customer.
You get insurance on a house that says you're not going to be out of pocket if you go with a builder and they go under. You think that's the truth, but it's absolutely not.
At the time of the collapse, the Victorian government's insurance agency stepped in to help. But many say the system is challenging to navigate.
You're not given one contact person. You don't have like a project manager or a case manager that you can speak to.
After battling to get what they felt they deserved, the couple accepted a $55,000 payout for the completion of their build and were reimbursed $5,000 for rent.
We've ended up probably at least $20,000 out of pocket, if not more, plus 25 grand in rent. So yeah, we're probably at least 45 grand worse off than we would have been.
Like many others, Susie and her family are still fighting for their full insurance payout to fix the defects. She claims the Victorian Managed Insurance Authority has reneged on its original offer because she is the owner-builder.
They had a builder come to me and say, we can finish your house $10,000 more than Porter Davis. And I was like, how is that actually possible? My losses are very detailed. Like my owner builder spreadsheet, which they had a copy of, was very detailed. They have that information, it's on the portal. They haven't even looked at it clearly because it doesn't make any sense that you were happy to pay another builder for some works that I've already completed.
The VMIA says it received more than 2,710 Porter Davis Homes-related claims. and has made an offer for every valid Porter Davis Homes claim for incomplete building work it's received.
We've lost way more than the $160,000. So I would like people to understand that the government did not save us.
Despite record insolvencies over the past 4 years, experts say the future is looking much brighter.
I would say that most builders by now would have gotten through the very worst of those contracts, and the newer contracts they'd be working on would be far more feasible. There are many great builders out there that are ready to go, that can build today and that aren't going to have these problems in future.
For David and Shelley, their home is tantalisingly close to completion, but they've struggled to get their builders to finish the job.
There's probably 3 or 4 weeks worth max left, but as far as we know, no trades have been booked in yet.
But last week, a glimmer of hope.
The last time we were out here, the weeds would have been waist high. A lot of these pallets were sort of spread everywhere around. But since we've spoken to you guys, obviously it's, really kicked things into gear.
And with workers on site, they're that bit closer to the nightmare ending.
It's very good to finally see some progress today. That's kind of lifted the spirits a bit.
Despite the ongoing battle, Susie and her husband's round-the-clock dedication saw the family finally move into their dream home in September last year.
I'm really proud of the fact that we made it. I'm still not there. We're still fighting for what's absolutely should be ours. But this was my dream and we made it.
She's amazing, isn't she?
Very strong.
You'd trust her to build your house.
Yeah.
But, you know, aside from the heartbreak of the people and the financial difficulties, all of those failed builds and failed companies, there's all these tradies that haven't been paid as well. But the knock-on's horrendous.
I hope it corrects as inflation moderates, but still, in the meantime.
Yeah.